Hello, welcome to part 2 of Riverbend. I'm George Coll. Today was Balance Day, so we covered the whole canvas with our best shot of a value color. So I go into that step by step, and that is what we really try to work on. This is challenging, particularly there's a lot of subtlety going on in the river. The canopies aren't too complicated, but the river is going to be the challenge, at least for me, maybe for you too. So stay tuned and see how I take a stab at it. And get outside and paint. Paint with your friends. Keep painting. Don't be intimidated by a white canvas, and get critiques. All right, let's start painting. All right. Welcome to part 2 of Riverbend. So I decided to go, instead of gentle river, river bend. And today we're going to do some balance and fill in this canvas with our best shot at a balanced value colors, that they're working together. Already I can see I'm a little too dark here with my sky, and I'll have to be making corrections along the way with that. But I really like this new way of starting that I'll be introducing to my in-studio class later this week. So today is Tuesday, and we are ready to get this thing going. Taking a sip of my coffee, and where I'm thinking of going is starting with, I have a dark green in here. I want to go with a mid green, and then either today or tomorrow we'll go with a really light green. And I'll work down here in the river also. So that's my plan, and let's get started. So let's start with a mid-green. Ultra blue, cad yellow, medium, medium, blue, cad yellow, medium, so today, if I don't do all of it, all my mid color greens, I'm going to do it for homework, because I want to also get to the light greens today too. All right, so let's get something with a little bit of stiffness to get started with. And I'm going to start out with a, looks like an old number 4. With a stiff brush, so probably a 2025, something like that. And you can kind of see now where I'm going with these subtle greens. I'm kind of going around my dark greens that I have to get my mid greens in. So I'm also going into the darks, and I'm going to the edge of the darks to get what I need. You can see from the overhead, I'm really working out of this pile furiously. But if you could see me, I'm looking at my reference quite a bit as to where I should go with this. My reference is on my right on my screen. I really encourage you guys to think about getting a monitor. If you can ever get this image, I'm going to put them up on my website sometime, so you guys can use my images instead of using the one right there that you see above my palette. I need some green down here. It's on the reference there. Oh, I need some more, so I'm going to go some more ultra blue. Cad yellow medium. Pretty simple mixture. Now I'm going in with some of this mixture where the really light color should be, just to give it some background. You see I'm losing all my tree limbs, but I'm going to have to go back and get those anyway. All right, so that's how I'm laying in the upper part. And now let's look and see where I can go with this in the lower part. What I really like about these darks we put in, they're just so nice. They're just great darks. I just love them. And there's going to be a light here, so I'm just going to lightly put some in there. And put some in other various places. And I'll put some light greens down here. Just see how, I mean, it was just a real brief little scrumble. Oh man. 23 minutes to go, good. Now I'm going to mix some lights. And I want to change brushes because this one is so contaminated with darks. Just a good scrubber to put something in. Let me control my palette here a little bit, and this is pretty useful stuff, so let's move it over. Now, to get some lights in here, I think what I'm going to do is start with some Naples. And some permanent green, and some slop green from yesterday. It's not the cleanest green I have. And I want to get some cad yellow light in here. And now you can see we've got a pretty good mixture of light. Let's get something with a little bit more. Here we go. Almost, hang in there. Yeah, I've got a very similar brush. This is a number 4 rosemary. And it's a 2025. And I'm just going to be scrubbing in some of these lights. Wow, they really start showing up, don't they? And now I am just trying to get these in as quickly as I can. This is going to be a real big bright area up in here. And there's another one over in here somewhere. So now you're getting the idea of scrubbing these in. And I frequently am going back and reloading. And there's some big areas over here. There's more light on the right than it is on the left in the reference. So I better spend more time over there. And then of course I'm going to put more lemon in this, more lemon, a little bit more white. And let's really work on these guys down here. It's pretty bright. See how that just knocked it up a notch or two? And so therefore we're going to have some reflection down there. Whoop! Got some contamination from down there. So let's go over here and put some light right here. And here. All right, let's go back to the regular green light that I've been making and get that in various places. All right, now I need to do some light in here and also in other places in the water. Just subtle, subtle, subtle. Okay. Now it's time to go back and get this sky a little lighter. So I'm going to use some cerulean, and actually I think I'm going to switch over to Sevres Blue. And if you don't have Sevres, which most people don't use, cerulean will do just fine. Okay, so I'm going to clean the green up and move it over. Thank you. Just love a glass palette. As you can see, I'm getting a little sloppy over here. I should clean my palette here soon. But there's a time and place for everything. So let's get some Sevres here. Let's see if I got some Sevres, Kings. Well, I think I'm just going to use my good old cerulean. Okay, so let's go here. Got some green in this brush. I better change over to a different brush if I want to get something really light. Change brushes. Contaminated brushes have a lot to do with influencing your application. All right, so here we go. I'm using some nice clean white, a little bit of King's Blue in there. And let's get some light. Now that is making quite an impression. Studio Cat has entered the studio to say good morning and give me a pet. Those sky holes need to go darker. See, they're popping out too much, so I'm adding more blue to it. All right, so you get the idea there. I'm getting back, and now I need to apply some of this over here. As you can see, I'm not being real careful. I'm just really trying to concentrate on, I'm not real careful on the drawing part. I'm really concentrating on the value color that should be in here. I'm going to get more royal blue now and move into here, I think. It was too light, so I just added some cobalt. And I'm going to be working in this area here. And I'm going to put some real dark blue right in here. And I better get some of that over in here too. Now, it's time to work on an area that hasn't had much done, and that is right in this area. It's a rocky bank, I think is what it is, and what we need is some darks and lights in there. So let's get to that next. I need some royal blue in here. Some of this darker stuff up in here. Just a little bit in here. All right, clean that brush, and let's get on to the bank. So what you can do is keep refining these, softening the edges, and work them together, okay? Whew. Let's move on now by get into the bag. So let's make some dark. So let's go ultra, transparent oxide brown, red, alizarin, viridian. Whoa, nasty dark. Huh? So I'm going to make a bank up in here, somewhere, with darks. I need a little bit of dark up in here too. All right, where's my bank? Right here. So it's going to be dark, and then I'm going to step the bank down right here, just drawing in the bottom of the bank, and now I'm going to be making little designs of darks. There's going to be a lot of dark right in here. And then a good dark here, and just really some, you really have to kind of have one heck of a good imagination, or just look at your reference more, and that can tell you where to put these darks. Since I have some left over, I'm going to get up into my trees a little bit and reinforce some of those darks. just about out of ammo here, and I better get to my job. Okay, let's go to the lights now. I think for simplicity's sake, let's just go transparent oxide brown and a light. So here's transparent oxide brown, and let's go to Naples. Naples. And let's add just a little bit of blue to it. And I added some royal blue. My royal blue is pretty weak. And I think that's all we need to get. See, it'll come out pretty good. It'll show up quite fine because of all the darks around it. This brush has a nice edge to it. It's got a sharp edge. And it's a good applicator. Some of these come right down to the water. And just a dot or two in here. I think we need some lights in here. And I'm looking where else I can use these subtle browns. I think I need some right in here. I need to make it lighter now. Right at the base here, there's some lights, and it kind of goes back here a little bit too, and a little bit forward. Let me go back and get some nice subtle darker greens. Need some right in here. I really need some dark green, so I added more Viridian to this mixture to get some dark greens right here. And they need to trail up into this area here. I think I can use now some of this remaining warm color, this one here. On the tops of the rocks, there's a rock design right in here. And in here. And other places. There's some right in here that's really cool. Well, I'm really getting a lot for my money out of that little mixture I had. And let me get back and take a look at it. Checking the time. Oh, we're still doing good. What I can see when I step back, that this dark I've lost, it has to be almost as good as that one there. Let me clean this brush and get into this to reinforce my darks down here. They've got to be strong. Sounds like a line from a movie. So I'm using blue, ultra, transparent oxide brown, alizarin, Viridian, that's a nice dark, more red for richness. Okay, right underneath these rocks are some good darks, and in here too. And we need some up in this rock configuration area here. Boy, there's some strong darks down here, really strong darks. Oh, I should have used some of my brown in here, right down there in the lower left. Would have been a perfect time to do it. I'll see if I have time to do it. So what I'd like you to do off camera, or between classes here, is to get in here and start working these a little bit more definitively, so that it just doesn't look so blocky. So get, some of your limbs in. That's a pretty lousy looking limb. But start working the whole canvas. And soften some edges. And I think there's some good stuff in here. Blue, green, brown, red. And this is a really good dark here and here. I think we've got some darks that I need to reinforce along the bank back here. And I think that should do us for today. So you get the idea, and time for you to start doing some work. All right. I'll see you in part 3, and hopefully get this painting finished. All right. Thanks for coming by. Bye-bye.